All right, let's get going. All right, everybody. Episode number fucking 1. Here we are on the ropes with Travis Lee. I'm your host, Travis Lee. To my left here is fellow Sports Talk member, Michael. We are going to get some stuff rolling for you today, but we are going to first start off with thanking our first ever sponsor of the podcast, Sports Talk. It is a community of over 10,000 plus members where we also talk weekly about wrestling. Michael and me here do threads every week talking about all WWE shows and pay-per-views. So if you would like to be a part of that, we will put a link in the description. You can go join there, and if you want to be tagged in those threads, let me know. Make sure to send me a message or something so I can get your name and tag you. And that being said, let's get right on into it. So Michael, right now, state of WWE, how you feeling?
You know, it's been funny. Lately, it has been so bad, and it looked like there was no end to it. I mean, right now we got the McMahons are giving us personal apologies. I don't know if I can really... Yeah, I don't really know if I can believe these guys right now. Every single time that they say that they're going to do something, they're going to change it. It's been a lie. And basically it all really comes down to who Vince McMahon likes.
Great,
so,
much agreed. On that
so with that being said, how do you feel about it with this whole new takeover by the McMahons and Hunter?
I'm happy about it if they're actually honest about what they're saying, because it has been in such a state of disarray, and especially we have to address the whole Roman situation. Yes, it sucks that he has cancer, and yes, people might not have liked him, but he was your only built-up star. You didn't build up anybody else, and with that, with him having the cancer and him being gone, you took a belt off a dude, unfortunately, that people didn't really like, but at least the title was there, and now it's back on a dude who we haven't even seen since he re-won the title.
We haven't even seen the belt.
Yeah, exactly. The closest thing we've got is Paul Heyman showing up randomly on Raw talking about it. We haven't actually seen the title. The Intercontinental title has more fucking value at this point.
Intercontinental title might be the most valuable title in WWE if Daniel Bryan hadn't just won the WWE Championship. Because the U.S. Championship has been completely a joke this whole year. It was basically what happened was they decided to not pull the trigger and let Shinsuke at WrestleMania win the WWE Championship. And then it was almost an apology. They didn't know what to do with Shinsuke, so they gave him a belt, and he hasn't had many matches with it. It's really been pathetic how few of matches we've really seen that belt defended.
I feel like they tried to make him somewhat relevant again with the heel turn, but the heel turn has just done less for him, especially with, this is just my personal opinion, I think his entrance got way worse with the added addition of this crappy rap on it.
Oh, I thought it was actually, I thought it was hilarious how he did that so the fans couldn't sing along with it. Because it was like a perfect like kind of heel move that you do with it. I mean, I don't like it as much, but I mean, I completely understand why he did it and why they did that. I really think that with Shinsuke Nakamura, they've mishandled him. I think he should be WWE champion right now. I think that would have been so much more fun over the summer if we would have gone into SummerSlam and we would have had maybe Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke, or we would have even had...
I mean, they botched the Samoa Joe AJ thing with the whole, you know, let's play into Samoa Joe's playing into the family angle, and like that was so, you don't need such a crappy like heel angle for someone like Joe, who we have seen in Impact have great freaking heels. You know.
Oh, Joe, when he was out there, he was fantastic. His heel character that he had was amazing. And then in NXT when he turned heel, fantastic. The only problem that we have with Samoa Joe right now is he's being underutilized, and what they're utilizing him with is completely irrelevant to basically what we want to see out of Samoa Joe.
For sure. And that being said, man, that's why right now, too, like with the way the product they're putting out, the indie scene, this is the time for them. Like if somebody really wants to take over or try to challenge WWE like people have tried in the past, like right now is the perfect opportunity.
Oh, they're right for the picking, man. It's completely, it's like this rumored all elite wrestling. We might actually see a company that's going to have the money behind them. They're going to have the superstars behind them. And they're going to be basically run by the guys that are in the elite, which you know are going to make great booking decisions. They're going to do what's best for the company. I don't think the Young Bucks and I don't think Cody are going to say we have to be champions at all times. I think they're going to let other guys have the belts. They're not going to screw up the way Vince McMahon's been screwing all of us fans lately.
And what's smart about how they do it too is they're gonna do it they're gonna make contracts smart, and that's why they're gonna like draw so many people, is because they're gonna be the guys who are like, okay, here's your contract, you're signed for a year, you're signed for 2 years or whatever. We book we book you on the show, but they're not gonna own anybody's stuff, like your gimmick, your character. That's all you. They're not gonna own any of that stuff, and that's what's gonna draw these guys to that kind of company. Is because right now, if you're in WWE, you got to be a top guy for them even to hopefully make a T-shirt for you, because not everybody who is employed by WWE has merch.
No, when you go to a live show, I mean, we both went to a live show on Wednesday. It was very apparent. I mean, there were plenty of wrestlers on that show, including Charlotte Flair, that I did not see a T-shirt for, which is ridiculous. But I did see a Sting mask. Like, there's no place for that. Sting was in the WWE for 2 matches.
And yeah, he's still in the WWE behind the scenes now, but it's not everybody gets merch, and that's when you do something like All Elite and like what the Young Bucks and Cody have done, man, like the deals with Hot Topic, like they make their own merch, they have their own deals, they change the game for the better in wrestling right now, and that's why. Excuse me, you see Vince hoarding this talent that is just crap. Sorry, Ascension, you're crap. He's hoarding talent, even with the Good Brothers and Gallows and Anderson, like even guys who are good, he's not even using them. They're not on TV, they're just house show guys, but he keeps the roster so overstacked and overflowing because he doesn't want to give these guys to the indies, because he knows how good the indies are right now. He's hoarding talent, and that's why the whole Neville thing happened the way it did, was because he knew what could happen with Neville in the indies, because we've seen it with Cody, we've seen it with the Young Bucks, we've seen it with Omega, we've seen it with John Morrison even being Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Blackwater. Like, he's killing it in all these different wrestling companies.
He got pushes from the WWE, but never like he's getting from Impact.
They never let him actually
be
his
himself.
Character. Like, they gave him this great character that they just fucking kept closed when he could have fucking been doing what he's doing right now in the WWE since freaking like 04, 05. But still, man, there's so many people who are proving that you don't need the Jack Swagger and Wade Barrett in Lucha Underground now, and we'll see what happens with Lucha if they can find the money to keep it going. But
a lot of us really hope Lucha Underground, if you guys are listening, please give us one more season. We love it. It's been fantastic.
They have a contract for season 5. It's just the money issue. So
it's paying everybody.
Yeah, well, definitely see about that. But man, right now, like, if Cody and the Young Bucks do this right, and if especially what the rumors are true, where the Jacksonville Jaguar owner is involved in it, and there's also been rumors that Jericho's involved in the company
and Jim
too.
Ross even.
And that's what I'm saying. If those rumors if everything we're hearing is true, granted, we'll find out, because thank you, Matt Jackson, for posting that countdown.
That midnight Pacific time, we're going to find out what's really going on.
So happy about it, but so nervous at the same time, because I fucking hate that I have to wait now. And that's just the clock staring me in the face.
And you're almost having to pray and hope during these few days that we have left of the year, when we find out at midnight on New Year's Day, Pacific time, you're going to hope that Matt Jackson doesn't have a little banner with the WWE, the Bucks are going to WWE, because they're going to find a way to kill their characters.
I don't think you could do that with them, man. There's no possible way.
We said that with Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, but the Young Bucks are too smart at this point, and Cody is too smart at this point. So if they go back to the WWE, they made sure their contracts were fucking locked down, solid, no fucking loophole of possibilities. They made sure, if they're going to WWE, they made sure to lock that shit down, because we've already heard the rumors that they turned down 7 figures.
And I mean, I think that was the right move for them too.
But that's what I'm saying. If they are as smart as we know they are with how good All In was,
All In, best wrestling show I've ever been to.
Like, they definitely have.
They killed it.
The ability and the brains and the knowledge and the passion to do it right. And I think if they went to WWE, you would see it still done right, because they're not going to give up the Being the Elite channel on YouTube. They're not normal wrestlers for WWE to sign. These are, you want to talk about blue chip prospects. These are the cream of the fucking crop of blue chip prospects. Like
You're
they're
never
not even
gonna-
prospects. They're fucking mega stars. You can't even call them, like, you can't even call these guys blue chips like they're trying to do with Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. Like, these guys are top quality line wrestlers.
It's like Cody,
no
if they
doubt
told
about
him
it.
to report to the Performance Center, I think he would immediately turn down that
he'd
contract.
laugh.
The Bucks, Omega, you can't have those guys even go to NXT. As great as NXT is, which
Asking
it is the gold
Cody
brand.
to
and
go to fucking NXT is like asking him to be Stardust again.
yeah, it should never happen. It's one of those things that you don't know what goes on in Vince McMahon's head sometimes. And through the years, Vince McMahon's done a great job. It's just the last few years, we've been on a really wrong path, mostly since the 4 years they've pushed Roman as the main event at WrestleMania. They put all their eggs into one guy. And like you said earlier, the cancer, it sucks. It's unfortunate. We're all upset about it.
Because
As fans-
he's not a bad wrestler. It was just he was shoved down our throats.
He was so forced down our throats that we decided to rebel against him, regardless of in-ring talent.
Right.
His promos weren't great, but if he wasn't shoved down our throats, I can guarantee most wrestling fans wouldn't have cared as much, and we would have been okay. But when you give a guy
'Cause
WrestleMania's main
look how
event,
much we liked him when the Shield first came out.
oh, he was awesome, man.
Before they shoved Roman down the throat and those guys were the Shield, we never complained about Roman Reigns. It was until it was, here's your face. Here's the face of the company. John Cena's gone. It's Roman Reigns' turn now. It's Roman Reigns. It's Roman Reigns. It's Roman Reigns. But we're all sitting here going, what about Rollins? And what about Rollins? What about Balor? What about fucking Ambrose?
We all thought when the Shield came out, I at least did, that Ambrose was going to be the guy of those three.
Oh, for sure.
It seemed like it. He was the best at the time, the best in-ring talent. He cut great promos. I mean, Seth has really stepped it up, and he has probably become
Dude, that's
the best member.
that's fucking Son of Havoc in the front row.
Oh man, that is
Sorry, we have Ring of Honor Final Battle going on in the background right
watching the
now.
Bully Ray match.
Dude, I didn't even realize him without his mask for a second.
Oh well, yeah, man.
Because he also wrestles as Matt Cross.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's so much, like, dude, even like the indie shows right now are killing it. Even with old guys like Bully Ray wrestling, man. Like, even dude, the local Chicago scene, and you've been to MLW, even with MLW coming here, but you go to freelance wrestling once a month. They do shows every month, and they got plenty of dudes in there who are killing it. And you got guys who came, Marty Scurll and Mustafa Ali came through freelance. Ruby Riott went through freelance at one point. They have solid people who have come through freelance, and you're seeing awesome people there now. Like, you got Kylie Ray, you got GPA, you got Gringo Loco, who's also wrestling with MLW. Like, you got so many good talents, like even in MLW, you got Brian Pillman, you got Teddy Hart, you got older guys like freaking, why am I going to draw a blank? Tommy Dreamer wrestling with MLW. We recently saw PCO and Brody King join Marty Scurll as the Villain Enterprises and go to ROH. We're also seeing Roosh go from MLW to ROH. These guys are getting big put, like even MLW, like Shane Strickland.
Shane Strickland should be one of those guys that day one, he has the talent to be a main roster, main event guy
Easy.
in the WWE.
Look at his time as Killshot in
Yeah.
Lucha, dude. Like, Killshot
Him
was
and
dope.
Lucha was fantastic.
You saw you were there at MLW, dude. Remember that was the dude that after he lost the match, we were talking about how we saw his dreads laying in the ring, and
never seen anything like that.
he cut that promo and just like didn't even go to the back. He just walked straight out the venue, like out the main entrance. That was
So
dope,
much
man.
blood coming out of him when he was walking down that aisleway. We were sitting right there. It was crazy.
Yeah, he was there too. By the way, the dude you hear in the background is one of our production guys, Ian, so don't be concerned if you hear an extra voice. But yeah, dude, like he was there. That's what I'm saying. Like that, he even said like we made the mistake of getting floor seats. We were dumb because I told him we were in the bleachers, and it was because I told him we were right next to when PCO and Brody King were brawling in the stands.
Right. Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, we made a mistake for that."
Then there was the street fight.
Oh, Sammy Callahan and fucking Filthy Tom Lawler, man.
Yeah, we couldn't see shit.
That was the dudes that were hitting each other with the trash cans and the kendo sticks in the fucking entryway.
They did it all at the entryway, so if you had like floor seats for that show, it really sucked.
That was when the guys were on the other side of the arena started chanting, "We can't see shit, can't see shit." That was when that fight.
That was us. We were part of that.
Oh, that was you guys.
It wasn't just us, but it was a lot of us. It was every section that couldn't see. We were all pissed off because it was such a good match.
Yeah,
I mean, they put on
Sami
such a
Callihan
good
is so
show.
good.
And I think that's what the problem with WWE is right now, is they're not giving us great shows. We all three of us actually were at the house show night after Christmas, which is supposed to be the really big house show for SmackDown for Chicago. We get it every year on the 26th. And it was a big letdown.
Last year we got it on
this year.
Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did we?
Yeah, if, Raw was Christmas Eve, SmackDown was Christmas Day. It was great.
That's what it was, yeah. I remember.
That was last year though. But yeah, it was supposed to be like originally the card looked good in the first few matches. Like he was even hyped after we saw Gallows and Anderson wrestle 2 fucking tag matches in a row. We were like, this is dope. And then even though we've seen it so many times, the triple threat tag match of the Bar, the Usos, and the New Day, even though we all knew nobody was losing their title at a fucking house show, even he was hyped on the fucking Usos on the shit they were doing too. Like it was so.
And then even Sheamus was just on fire.
Then you started, all of a sudden, Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio turned into this hardcore squash bullshit, boring ass match.
That was terrible. Randy Orton shouldn't be losing to Rey Mysterio in 3 minutes.
Right.
That was one of the worst booking decisions.
I have no problem with Mysterio beating Orton, but you can't
do it in 3 minutes.
How good of a heel Orton is, and how much people love Mysterio, and we didn't even see an RKO, dude.
I was bitching the entire time after that happened. After that pin, I was like, it can't be a 3 count. There hasn't been an RKO yet.
And then you saw the dude, Rusev and fucking Shinsuke was.
That was garbage. That was just a garbage match. And out of those 2 guys, you expect a really great match.
I was like, it might be time to go to the fucking bathroom. It was so boring. And I can't believe I'm saying that about a Rusev fucking match, dude. Like, the most exciting thing about that match was the "We Want Lana" chants.
And then we got Lana, and it was horrible. I don't know if you guys stayed for that match. You guys saw Naomi and Lana versus... I can't even think of it.
No, we were so pissed, dude. We were so pissed at how bad the fucking cage match was that we both had to work in the morning, and we both just said, fuck it, we're going home. Because the triple threat match between Ali, Bryan, and The Miz was garbage, other than what Ali did towards the end, jumping off the cage, hitting a regular 450, which I'm pissed he didn't get to do the 054. Fuck you, WWE. He was in his hometown. You don't give us the goddamn 054 fucking splash. Fuck that shit. And then Bryan wins on a fucking really bad pin, which we all knew Bryan was not losing the WWE title.
Yeah, obviously. They were trying to show off Ali because they want to give him that push.
Yeah, but you got 3 dudes. Ooh, over the table. You got 3 dudes who could have put on a fucking banger of a performance in a steel cage.
The Miz is putting on some of the best matches this year.
Underrated as hell.
The Miz needs to get back in the main event picture. It's almost sad that they give it to Daniel Bryan, because until the heel turn, Daniel Bryan sucked this year. And I am sorry to say it. If you listen to me, Daniel Bryan, I am sorry, because you were my favorite wrestler before you got injured. And with this heel turn, I feel like we might get you back. But when you came back at WrestleMania, we didn't have Daniel Bryan back. Yep. So giving you the belt was, I thought, the wrong booking decision.
Yeah, dude,
That's just if you're listening, Daniel Bryan, which... Let's be honest, he might be.
I feel like the first time Miz won, the time Miz was WWE champion, that was a mistake. He was not ready to have the title on him at that point, and Vince put it on him way too early. But at this point, it is a fucking sad day that the Miz has never won the title except for that one time, dude. Like,
He's putting on some of the best matches.
Mad disappointing, man.
Like, his match with Roman Reigns on Raw 25 was awesome, even though there was the Miz Taraj.
Miz winning the Intercontinental on the 1000th episode of SmackDown.
Oh no, it was Raw 25. They were both 25. This year, And it was, Daniel Bryan was talking, and then The Miz comes in and interrupts, and he
You want
just
to talk
comes out
about a
there.
WWE botch job? Talk about Raw 25, dude. You know how pissed I would be if I bought tickets to a Raw show and you have to watch half the fucking show on the Jumbotron because there's a second venue?
Well, they did that because that building was historic for
I know,
Raw,
but still, how pissed are you if you spent hundreds of dollars to be at that show and you're watching half of it on a TV screen?
let's be honest, it was a Raw taping. Half that arena was still probably empty because of the product that they've given us this year.
For sure.
Unfortunately, you knew you were going to Raw 25 and you weren't going to see Brock Lesnar defend that belt. I'm pretty sure he got power slammed through a table by Braun Strowman, or the announcer's table. I'm pretty sure that was that episode. But at the same time, Brock Lesnar doesn't defend that belt. It's been about 15 years since he's fought on Raw, and about 14 since he's fought on SmackDown. And the fact that he's our champion right now, he's not our champion, he's Vince's champion. And that's, I would say, the biggest problem.
The
right
fact
now
that
with
we
WWE.
literally thought Baron Corbin as a fucking authority figure was a good idea at any point in time.
I mean,
is
they wanted to
amazing.
give him a push, and I mean, it was the worst idea of Vince McMahon's lately.
I'm telling you, man, right now, if you guys are not watching indies, I promise you, just go check out any Kenny Omega match. Even do like Chris Jericho's the wrestling cruise did so well, he's going around 2 next year.
Yeah. And it took him 3 years to get it together. And that one did so good that he's like, he can put it together really quick now.
I was so impressed because when I watched the taping of the Jericho Cruise, and when they did the Alpha Club versus Bullet Club, I'm like, there's no way Chris Jericho and the Young Bucks are losing on his cruise. And fucking Kenny Omega hit him with the one-winged angel. And I'm like, oh God, of course, this is going to be the first time anybody ever kicks out of the one-winged angel. Of course, here we go. We're finally getting somebody to do it. I'm really actually pissed off because I love the fact that nobody's kicked out of it, and he didn't kick out. Omega beat Jericho on the main event of his own cruise. Jericho put on the best possible match. He didn't care about winning.
Jericho had no ego in that, and he just wanted to put on the best match.
And it's still, even though like they're not the Bullet Club anymore, it had that hint of like disassociation between them because even though Kenny and Cody were on the same team, you could still feel that tension.
There
of
was
like,
so much tension
who's
when
the
they
real
were
leader still.
There was so much hesitation for one of them to tag each other in. Mm-hmm. Neither of them really wanted to do it. It looked like, but they did a great performance with that.
It was great. It was great. That being said, man, I think we're getting towards the end here. We need to hit my favorite segment that we're going to do, and that is wrestlers we think you should be watching each week. We are both going to pick one male and one female wrestler that we believe isn't being watched or getting the recognition they deserve, whether that be a WWE wrestler or indie scene, whichever one we choose. So I'm going to get us started here on the male side, and I think we obviously can both agree that if you are not watching Pillman Jr. right now, you're missing out.
He's awesome. He is his dad.
You were there at MLW, and even when Teddy Hart was wrestling,
just how arrogant he acted outside of the ring. It reminded you. You looked at him, and it was like you were looking at
Instagram living it the whole time, and just being complete he played the part of that cocky asshole with he was friendly with the fans, but he was also a cocky asshole with the fans. And then he's randomly and then Teddy Hart is playing to him with the phone and shit, and honestly, if you think about it, oh, dude, watch this part. This is dope. If you think about it, bro, they might actually have a way to save Natalya in WWE if you bring in Pillman Jr. and Teddy Hart and form the New Hart Foundation with those guys and Natalya, because maybe it would be fucking somewhat interesting for her, because she's just so boring and bland. I'm tired of her walking down playing this I'm cat mom lady with cat ears. Brian Pillman could probably save her right now.
I don't know if anybody can save her gimmick.
She
needs a heel turn.
He is so good, and he rocks that fucking mullet like nobody's goddamn business.
Oh, it's 1995 Brian Pillman.
Oh, dude, it is great. It is fucking great. Oh man, he is probably one of my favorite male wrestlers to watch right now.
For my male wrestler, I'm going to do both of them are from NXT for me. I'm just giving full disclosure right now. And I'm going to go with Matt Riddle. I think this guy, when he came to WWE, we'd already seen him in UFC, and he'd already been wrestling a little bit in the Indies. So we already knew this guy was this blue chip prospect, and we were going to see some incredible stuff out of him. I had no idea the first match we were going to see out of him wasn't very long. It didn't need to be very long. We saw a dominating performance. We saw an awesome submission. And honestly, I think this is the kind of guy you can build a company around.
Dude, even the performance he put on with the other week with Punishment Martinez, man, which awesome, by the way, that he's in NXT Punishment as well. But that was a dope match for Punishment against Riddle, too. Like, you are seeing Riddle put on, like, yeah, like, we kind of got cheated out of his first match with Cassius Ohno because we were already pissed off that he wasn't on TakeOver because we all wanted Riddle on TakeOver.
And then they made it 6 seconds long.
It was 3, yeah, he knocked him out in 3 seconds with that fucking knee, dude, but at the same time, like,
they really showcased him, and they showed this is the future.
Like, I know I'm going to be quoting the NXT announcers here, but he really has taken to wrestling like a fucking fish to water, man. Like, this dude, I don't know. And if you haven't watched the E&C podcast, The Awesomeness of Matt Riddle's episode, listen to how he talks about wrestling. You can tell he's been a fan since he was like, I think he said like 8 years old, man. Like, you can tell that he is like, he loves this business and he's a hardcore fan, and that's...
And that's even more fun to have a wrestler that it wasn't like, I didn't make it in the NFL. I'm going to go try to wrestle. Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Dude, freaking Matt Riddle right now.
Baron Corbin.
How can you... It's one of those things where you want to hate him because he has that cocky king of bros fucking concept, but he's just so fun. Like, even the fucking, like, when he jumps in the ring and kicks the flip-flops off, man. Like,
it's almost like I could say
fun.
He's a male Bailey almost. With how his gimmick is so childish, so immature, and we're still buying it, we're still liking it.
Don't fuck it up, Vince.
Don't fuck it up, Vince.
Female-wise, I'm going homegrown, freelance talent in Kylie Ray. I've seen her multiple times now in the last few months, especially this last month at freelance with the I Quit match, man. GPA took the hook off the top ring rope, and she ended up making him submit by hooking the hook in his mouth while doing a crossface. And how can you also not love the girl who's living every wrestling fan's dream? Because you know, if you've ever watched wrestling as a kid, you've either said, how dope would it be if someone walked into the Pokemon theme song? Or you said, if I was a wrestler, I'd walk in the Pokemon theme song. She's walking into a dubstep remix of the Pokemon theme song. Like, she has the Bailey-type character of Smiley Kylie Ray, but she's actually pulling it off in a way that's not dumb. It's actually creative. She's got mad talent. She's super over with her fans. During her I Quit match, she literally was in front of me with GPA on the fucking barricade, threw his arms over the fucking barricade, looked at me and said, hold his arms down, and she had me hold him there while she just fucking Ric Flair chopped him for a while. Like, she gets people involved. The fans fucking love her. And, like, literally, there was a dude who made posters and handed them out to people in the front row so we could all be holding fucking Kylie Ray and fuck GPA signs. Like, people love her that much that they make extra posters to give to other people to hold. Like,
Cody Rhodes, we're looking at you. This sounds like the kind of talent that you might want to put in your company.
WWE already
Vince McMahon, do not listen to this.
WWE already made the mistake because she had the tryout with WWE at the Performance Center back in 2017.
Then they've probably botched it, because everything you're telling me about this girl is she's putting on great matches. And if you can get the fans involved, that's what makes the indies so much better than the mainstream wrestling.
She just won the AAW Females title against Kimber Lee. She freaking has wrestled Tessa Blanchard. She's wrestling Tessa Blanchard again in the upcoming month.
That's awesome, man. Tessa Blanchard is a...
She is up there with the top quality talent out there, and it's just crazy how much people are missing out on... Yeah, I'm a little biased because she's homegrown talent in Chicago, but
it's like us with Mustafa Ali. We're always going to have that place. Even if he heel turned, we're always going to... We're going to cheer him in Chicago. That guy can't get booed in the city.
Even though CM Punk got booed when someone tried to start the chant on Wednesday.
We're starting the chants, but It's almost like a fuck you WWE when you hear in Chicago a CM Punk chant.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, man. Who you got for female?
Female, I'm going to go NXT UK. I'm going to go the NXT UK Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. This girl is phenomenal. She is insanely powerful. I do not know how the decision was that she wasn't going to be in that main match for the Mae Young's Classic Championship match, because I really wanted to see her and Mako Satomura. I felt like I got cheated from that whole tournament that I did not see Mako fight Rhea. That was the dream match, because you had this powerhouse versus, basically, you could call her the Queen of Strong Style, because you're just going to get such a great performance out of that match, and we didn't get that. So now they're basically going to make her feud with Toni Storm. Toni Storm's probably going to, they're probably going to job her out to lose the belt at NXT TakeOver UK Blackpool, the first takeover for them. And it's almost like, did they give this girl the belt just so they could try to get Toni Storm over? Toni Storm, phenomenal wrestler. She might be the person that Vince McMahon wants to push and Triple H want to push. I think they'd be making a huge mistake if they don't go with Rhea Ripley. I'm just seeing the finisher. She's got that riptide. It just looks mean. She plays the part of the heel. And then you just see her on social media, and she is... It's almost comical. It's like the polar opposite person.
I feel like they're looking at Toni, though, as that next Trish for Stratus almost for them.
But I see, like, when you watch Rhea fight, she's the next...
Oh, Rhea's great, but...
She has got...
They're super...
Glamazon written all over her. She's beautiful, and you just have this powerhouse girl that's 22 years old that looks like she can kick all the guys' asses.
Vince is just too far up Toni Storm's ass.
It really is. It seems like
see it.
We're going to probably see Vince McMahon's booking decision, and she's probably not going to be... They probably gave her that championship so Toni Storm could honestly win the Mae Young Classic.
I mean, Triple H is super high on her, too, so you're definitely going to see it happen.
Oh, so, Tony?
Yeah, he's super hot. Toni Storm, well, they wanted her really bad, so you're definitely going to see it. But, all right, that being said, man, looks like we're at the end of the first episode here, guys. Eventually, we're going to start trying to do weekly episodes. Eventually, those weekly episodes will be live on Twitch and then posted later to YouTube and Facebook. So that being said, if you got questions, you got comments, you have any advice or what do you call it, constructive criticism, please let us know. Send us a message on the podcast page. We will eventually have Q&A sections live as well, so please do send us questions if you have any, or just send us your opinions, because we'd love to hear them as well. That being said, we're also going to announce what's coming up in January, which is our Royal Rumble event is coming up in January on Sports Talk. So if you listened earlier about the Sports Talk sponsorship, we are doing a Royal Rumble event where we will have 60 entries. You must be a Sports Talk member to be a part of that contest.
So remember on Facebook to subscribe to Sports Talk.
And also, for people who are listening who already are tagged in threads, you will have to do the same rules of entry. There are not going to be favorites taken, so if you don't do the entry rules as well, too bad for you if you don't get in time. So there will be 60 entries. Everybody's name will get drawn. There will be 2 names per slot. So if your name gets drawn for entry number 15, whoever enters at number 15, say John Cena enters the Rumble at slot number 15 and John Cena wins the Rumble. The people's names who are on number 15 will win Where is Sports Talk cards from us, as well as the same exact thing will go for the Women's Rumble. So once we get all 60 participants, we will do a live name drawing here on the podcast to do a random selection of who will get Sports Talk cards, and who, if you want to partake in that, make sure, like Michael said a second ago, that you are subscribed to Sports Talk. And once we actually finally make the full-fledged announcement on the Sports Talk page, you will need to like and comment my name or Michael's name on the post, so that way we can make sure we put you in the list in order you are tagged, so that way it is a fair event for everybody. That being said, that comes to the end of episode 1. Thanks for watching if you're still listening, and we will see you next time.